Hey guys, it's Jessie here, yoga instructor and yoga therapist from Evolutions for our daily reading and meditation. This one feels very apt. I chose it very intentionally, as I will continue to do each day. This is again from Mark Nepo's Book of Awakening. And while this is a day book, I'm not following the calendar. I'm choosing the readings that I think will be most helpful at this time. This one is called Even in the Dark, and it happens to be for March 24th. So it is for today. I have it all marked up as a good one for these days, and I didn't even notice that. Cool, March 24th. Even in the dark. To be broken is no reason to see all things as broken. Seldom seen, growing along the ocean floor, the white-plumed anemone is a watery blossom. It is white lace opening under tons of black, opening as if bathed in the sun while so far from the sun. This is the trick to staying well, isn't it? To feel the sun even in the dark. To not lose the truth of things when they go out of view. To grow just the same. To know there is still water, even when we are thirsty. To know there is still love, even when we are lonely. To know there is still peace, even when we are suffering. None of this invalidates our pain, but only strengthens our way back to the light. So if you're a visual person, it could be that image of the white-plumed anemone down in the midnight zone of the ocean can be a helpful one at this time, right? To open nonetheless, to have faith. And I might also add that while Mark writes that we can grow just the same, I think that challenging times might even be what helps us grow, what makes us grow, what forces us to grow. So maybe we're growing in spite of certain things, but I'd like to just offer the idea that we can be growing because of those same things. He encourages us not to lose the truth, even if it's not right in front of us. And I think in many ways, there's deeper truths that now are right in front of us, that are more in front of us. Our interconnectedness. How important it is to reach out. How good it feels when a neighbor says, "You doing all right? How are you handling it?" All the examples that we could generate together if we were in a room together. We will be stronger in many ways. We will be more awake and more aware, and I pray that we keep it once this pandemic has passed. So I'd like to offer a meditation. It's a modification of the one that he offers here. Let's find a comfortable seat. And perhaps close the eyes. Perhaps move. To get your wiggles out. Ground down. To rise up. Come into the body. Come out of the mind. And feel. Feel the outline of your body and everything within that outline. And then notice at some point that that outline is alive, that your skin is alive, that everything inside the skin is alive. Notice that the outline is moving as you breathe, so you have an awareness of not just the physical body, but the energy body now, the breath. Let the breath slow, let the breath calm you. Let the exhale in particular perhaps lengthen and ground you. And then I'd like for you to note that with the eyelids down, it's dark. That with your eyes closed, it's less light. And I would like you to, despite this darkness, feel the fact of the sun. Feel the sun in the sky. Feel the knowledge of that huge ball of light and heat. And be with that for several breaths. Let that sun continue to hang in the sky as you return back to self for some svadhyaya, self-inquiry, self-study. And I'd like for you to feel into yourself and see if you can locate a part of your being that feels closed. Perhaps out of fear, perhaps out of protection, or sorrow, or doubt. Wherever you sense that there might be a closure, either somatically or just in the mind's eye, whatever came to you first. Don't doubt that. Don't doubt what came. Go with that. And I'd like for you to simply create a space around this part of you that feels a bit more closed. And I'd like for you to use your breath, if that's helpful in creating even more space. So perhaps the inhales can sort of clear the perimeters a little bit around this closure, stretching you to create space, to let the closure be, right? So we're just acknowledging it right now. Honoring it, understanding it, getting to know it. Where does it live in your body? What is it like? How does it feel? Or what's the imagery? And then from here, I'd like for you to use the breath to breathe through this density, just to create in the mind's eye a sense that you can make it just a little bit more porous. So now we're feeling the inhales and the exhales as though to some extent they can go right through this constriction. Maybe it's all of you. Maybe it's the heart, maybe it's the mind, maybe it's the fists. It matters not at all. Just have a sense that you're breathing through that density. Mindful inhales, mindful exhales. Elongating with an ocean breath or working with some other technique if it helps keep you focused on the breath. And then I'd like for you to find just a few more breaths. Just having gentle work. Just continuing with gentle work on this slight opening. And perhaps for you, in these last several breaths, you wish to open more, making things more porous or finding a blossom like that anemone. Perhaps an image comes of like a sun with its rays. But don't force, right? So work at the pace that feels authentic. Opening, 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 just to where it feels safe and real. And then I'd like for us to keep ourselves that open as I just offer one more little exploration, which is very similar. And so perhaps it will be the same for you, but it feels worthy of its own exploration. If you could locate any parts of you that feel like doubt, perhaps you can imagine again that sun in the sky. Perhaps all of you knows it's there. But if there's any barriers, right, between you and that sun, what would they look like? Where would they be? Maybe instead you think about, instead of the sun, some fact like, we will all get through this, or we will be okay, or I am safe, or we are safe. So getting a little closer to home now. Does that allow you to locate the parts of yourself that feel a reaction to that statement, to those statements? Can you locate a part of yourself that doubts those words? What does it feel like? Is it the same? Is it a little different? There's no wrong answers. Self-study, svadhyaya, one of our 10 ethical precepts as yogis, as students of life. And I'd like for you to simply work with that same concept. Make space around the doubt. Let it be okay. Understand it. But also have some space from it, right? So it's a bit more externalized. Don't just live in it. Don't let it rule you. It's one piece of you, for goodness sakes. It's not all of you. Don't let it become all of you. Don't let it be all of you. Get to know it from a little distance with compassion. And then use the breath to, again, perhaps inhale space around it. even like lovingly, the way you would sort of sweep a sacred object found in an attic clear of dust. And then when you're ready, can you add an inhale and an exhale and just make that doubt blossom or open as more porous, or it could stretch its arms, it could just loosen. Maybe it loosens its grip on you or around you, right? Let any imagery come, using the breath, inhales and exhales, to make this thing, this doubt, more of a living creature, more of something that can move and morph and change or open or dissolve. Or break apart or crumble, right? Go with whatever is coming to you for just another, let's say, 1 minute like this. Just as surely as you knew that that sun was there, can you feel now what's on the other side of that doubt? That we're okay, that love is all that matters, that peace can be yours. What is it? That sun, that statement that's most helpful, that truth, or those truths that you can feel. Is there a mantra coming to you? What's on the other side of doubt? Maybe the opposite of doubt, a certainty. Something that matters, something that you still have. Like your health or your dignity or your care for others and for self. Your life force. So as the doubt breaks apart or changes in some way, I'd like for you to kind of, see beyond it to this truth. And continue to get to know that truth. Continue to behold that truth. It might just be a feeling. So if you notice that you're getting caught up in trying to find the right words or mantras, or getting caught in the mind, perhaps it's a feeling of peace and well-being in your body. We have that habit, don't we, as humans? I know I do, of trying to figure it out with our head. The furrowed brow, the headache, right? Let that go. Can you perhaps just translate it into the somatic experience of health and wellness, of aliveness? Truly, no matter what state you are in, even if you are ill right now, feel the aliveness, the prana of your cells working to heal you. Feel the breath flowing in and out. Feel a light. Feel wellness, all of us. Feel that you are alive. And if you're here with me right now, all is well. If you're able to hear these words, all is pretty well. In reality, where we ought to live, right? In this moment, in reality, we are well. perhaps, I think it could be very useful, take a mantra with you, like I am well, or may we all be well, may I be well, may all beings be well, or anything else that came to you. Right? If there is a mantra, a sentence that can accompany that feeling of well-being, please do bring it with you. It really could be so many things. You could change it from day to day, as long as it's a compass, a refocusing tool to that inner peace, to this lack of constriction, lack of doubt, then go with it. And then from here, I'd like you to bring your hands to the heart center and allow the head to drop. Find gratitude for this body, your health, your wellness, your life force, your prana, your chi. And gratitude for this embodiment, this lifetime, with all of its challenges. And then with the eyes still closed, when you're ready, we can let the head come back up onto the spine. And from here, we can find our incantation together, our namaste. May this practice be meaningful. May this practice bear fruit. And may the fruits of our practice benefit ourselves and our loved ones and our wider communities and all beings everywhere. All beings, every one of them. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And then as always, you might let the head drop, eyes still closed, or open, close, and then try to either spend time here after I sign off, or choose how to re-enter your day with mindfulness, bringing the fruits of this practice with you. Thanks so much for sharing time with me, and for my two sons that you may have heard this whole time. That's the true meditation, right? Life doesn't stop for us. We do it anyway. And I'll see you soon. Take care.